In the Milky Way, which is an active galaxy, our solar system cyclically moves above and below this galactic plane. As stars and planetary systems, including our own, approach this galactic plane, the gravitational influence increases, which disturbs the stability of each planet, including Earth. The passage through the densest portion of the gravitational plane is the direct cause of the devastating cycles and pole shifts that we see recorded throughout Earth's history. This cyclic nature of our solar system as we move through the Milky Way is precisely how many ancient civilizations based their calendar systems. The Mayans themselves describe what they refer to as the Dark Rift, or the galactic plane, in ways eerily similar to those of modern scientists and physicists. The Mayans state that the end of each age, which brings about worldwide devastation, is defined by the world sitting on the Dark Rift. Even though the Mayans don't clearly present the science behind why the galactic plane causes severe implications upon Earth's stability in modern terminology, it is very clear we are talking about the same event, an event where the Earth passes through the galactic equinox, the Dark Rift, or the central plane. It all refers to the cyclic and destructive gravitational influence created by the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. Researchers and scientists agree that we are indeed approaching the end of what the Mayans define as the current age. Even though many science groups are still debating the full implications of what passing through the galactic plane will have upon Earth, we have already begun to see the early stages that the increased gravitational influence is having upon our world and other planets in the solar system. As we approach the gravitational plane, we will continue to experience severe weather and ecological effects such as earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, and volcanic activity with increased frequency and intensity. As we penetrate the densest portion of the galactic plane and experience the full gravitational effects, we may witness unprecedented solar flares, unexpected meteor showers, and one or more geographical pole shifts. Subsequently, unexpected celestial objects may pass through the solar system, as they too are influenced by the gravitational plane. This may account for the ancient records describing several past worldwide catastrophes accompanied by passing bodies, comets, or what some researchers today refer to as Planet X.
Utilizing the latest in research data, we can speculate that due to the overwhelming rate of spin and the generated gravitational field, the galactic plane, or gravitational disk, could relatively be paper thin, requiring Earth, with our current speed of movement through the galaxy, only a few years to completely pass through this plane, experiencing the full effect upon Earth's stability. If this data is correct, could this be what the Bible refers to as the 7 years of tribulation, in which the Earth undergoes a series of devastating global catastrophes which result in the death of billions?
Well, one thing is for sure. The ancients endured several worldwide catastrophes that all but erased their civilizations from the face of the earth. Their clues, structural remains, and records have attempted to warn us and prepare us for the reoccurrence of this cyclic event. Warnings that so far humanity has ignored. Though modern researchers have a general time frame, we are still unable to pinpoint the exact year in which we will begin passing through the galactic plane. So even though the telltale signs are already evident throughout our world, how can it be known for sure when you should be bracing for tomorrow?
The catastrophes described in ancient sources were traumatic experiences common to all mankind. Purged from conscious memory, these records are now interpreted as allegories, metaphors, and the trauma has been submerged in the unconscious. Collective amnesia. A revolutionary theory of the universe based on the records of the past has challenged the fundamental beliefs of modern science for more than 2 decades. Today, the unexpected findings of space explorations have confirmed many of the predictions of this theory. Mountains were born and mountains collapsed. Land and sea changed places. Great streams of lava flowed. The sea boiled and evaporated. Such were the scenes of unimaginable violence during the times of global catastrophe, as recorded by the ancients.
Here in the New York Herald Tribune, explosion in science, the artist's conception of what happened when the heavens burst. What happened during the 1500 BC upheaval, which we read about in the Bible as the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt, and the phenomena or upheaval that accompanied that. And this is the artist's conception of what happened in Palestine and Mexico and China. Lightning, meteorites being rained down as the comet's head came closer to the earth, followed by floods. Same in Mexico, where water swept over the entire land, great gigantic tides.
There were repeated changes in the Earth's orbit, in the lengths of day, the seasons, and the year. In these catastrophes, entire species of animals were annihilated. Others proliferated from wholesale mutations. Mankind was decimated. Civilizations destroyed. The papyrus of Ipuwer synchronized biblical and Egyptian events and led to a reconstruction of ancient history. Many questions debated for centuries found an answer. In the Bible, the identity of the beautiful Queen of Sheba at the court of Solomon was unknown. In Egyptian records, the land of Punt, visited by Queen Hatshepsut, could not be determined. In Velikovsky's reconstruction, it is clear that Punt is the land of Solomon and Hatshepsut is the Queen of Sheba.
The story is familiar. A man and a woman, a tempting fruit, a garden, and a serpent. But this story is not just found in the Bible. It also appeared in an ancient Sumerian text made in 2300 BC, centuries before the Bible was written. Was this nearly identical myth somehow plagiarized by the authors of the Bible? Or do both stories refer to a similar event in humanity's distant past? The story begins in 1835 with a young Englishman named Henry Rawlinson. Posted to Persia with the British Army, Rawlinson was about to turn biblical archaeology on its head.
Rawlinson was very much an Indiana Jones type. He wasn't a professional academic in any way. He wasn't hired by a museum or a university to do his work. He was an army officer.
Rawlinson had become obsessed with the ruins of the ancient empire of Sumeria. Located in Mesopotamia, or modern-day Iraq, Sumerian civilization flourished from 4000 BC to about 2000 BC. Sumeria was where writing itself was invented. In 1835, thousands of clay tablets marked with Sumerian cuneiform lay littered throughout Persia. Yet the Sumerian language remained an unbroken code. As an amateur archaeologist, Henry Rawlinson used his off hours to investigate every Sumerian ruin he could find. And in the summer of 1835, he trekked into the desert in search of a rumored monument. He made the discovery of a lifetime. It was called the Bayestun inscription.
The Bayestun inscription is this amazing inscription on the side of a mountain. It's a crag that stands up in the middle of a flat plain. And on it, Darius the Great of Persia had inscribed one of his great battle victories in 520 BCE.
Obsessed with the strange monument, Rawlinson climbed the rugged cliff face to get a closer look at the inscription. And once he arrived there, he found the key to decoding the legends of the world's oldest civilization.
The Veii stone inscription was like the Rosetta Stone in that it represents the same text in 3 different languages.
Rawlinson spent years trying to decipher the inscription, applying his knowledge of the ancient Persian language to painstakingly match it with the cuneiform alphabet. His effort finally paid off.
Once he deciphered the language, then it unlocked this entire world that people had been unaware of the ancient Near East. And this made it possible to understand parts of history that had previously been unknown.
Suddenly, thousands of cuneiform tablets collecting dust in museums around the world were available to be translated, and Rawlinson became a national hero.